Hey guys, Alex here from alexfergus.com, and look what just arrived. The new Joovv Solo 3.0. This is the latest third generation product from Joovv, the biggest red light therapy player in the game. I've been using Joovv for a couple years now, and though they didn't do too well in my 2019 red light therapy body panel comparison, they are still probably the most popular and well-known red light therapy brand. This got released late last year, and I ordered one straight away, and it's finally arrived a couple of months later. So I'm very excited by that. In this video, what I'm going to do is a real quick first look. Excited because I do want to see how the new design looks and how the new technology performs. So stay tuned. I should also mention later on I will be posting a full in-depth review of this panel and also a comparison with the previous generation 2.0 panel and whether you should upgrade. And I will be comparing this to all the other top red light therapy panels on the market. But today, this is just the first impressions, unboxing, quick look. So let's get into it. Two things I noticed straight away. The first thing was the box. That packaging was very, very nice. The nicest unboxing I've had with any red light therapy panel, and I've opened, I don't know, dozens of panels over the years. You can, straight away, you know there's a lot of care and effort has gone into the packaging and design process, which is always a good start when you're working with a technology high-end sort of purchase price, right? And I know it's something Apple used to value, early on with their iPods and iMacs and stuff. The second thing I noticed that I want to share with, I lifted this out, and it's light. It's a lot lighter than the other panels, which is good. I'm assuming it's good. I mean, I know in the past I've said how you get a real solid feel with some of the panels, and they're well built. This though has been built using some new design technologies, and hence it comes in a little bit lighter, which is cool. And I think it's also a little bit thinner, so that's also really good. Now I'm going to take it out of the box, or out of the bag, sorry. One other thing I should mention, it came with a manual, 40-50 pages long, so that's great. Lots of diagrams and information in it. Personally, I don't really bother with these much these days because I've been using them for so long. However, I should mention that this does have a few new features, so I will be referring to this to make sure that I can share everything with you guys. And the power cable, I believe they were meant to send me a power cable. When I look on the website, it says they'll send you a power cable specific to your country's power point. This is the American plug. I live in New Zealand, so unfortunately I'm going to have to use an adapter. That's a bit of a bummer because that's $10-15 and it makes it a little bit messy. As you can see, this is the Solo panel, the standard sort of size for body panels. It is a little bit thinner. I think it's a couple inches thin. We're 9 inches across and 30 inches high. So, it's still in a half body. It has 150 LEDs, 76 in your 660 nanometer red light and 74 in your 850 nanometer near infrared light, so nothing has changed there. We do have, if I get it up the right way, we do have an updated panel on the side here. I will get into that later on because there are a few new buttons on there. On the back, we actually have some plastic, and that's why this panel is so much lighter. In fact, even around the side is plastic. When you look at the back, yeah, it's a whole new design. Up here you've got some handles, finger grooves, which actually make it easier to move if you're moving it from one room to another, which is neat. You have a bunch of input ports here. They look like your standard Ethernet ports and a USB or some form of connection port there. You've got a bunch of grooves, I guess they're for cables. Down here you have a bracket, which will be for your wall mounting, which we'll talk about later. And we have some fan grills for ear vents. And you've also got handheld finger bays down here as well for easy handling. And then right at the bottom, you've got your power plugs in there. So before I fire this up for the first time, I forgot to mention one addition that came in the box here with the Joovv Solo, and this is their protective eyewear. Now Joovv haven't sent out protective eyewear in the past with their Gen 1 and Gen 2 products, or at least the Gen 2. I don't believe the Gen 1 had eyewear. So it is an interesting addition because I know a lot of other companies have been sending out protective eyewear, but no one has sent out proper glasses like this. Typically they're just goggles or a mask of some sort to stop any light coming in. So what Joovv have done here, they've created or sourced some green lens safety goggles. So I can actually see through them, though they're quite dark. It's like a real dark green tint, so you know I can still read and I can make out objects. It says on the box here how much light is blocked out, so 93% of red light and 42% of near-infrared light. So I guess that is one of the trade-offs in terms of having some visual capability versus a complete blackout glasses. And also it did come with this boot, which is a heavy-duty solid metal base floor stand. The idea is the panel just slips into that and you can move it around the room, which I think is very, very cool, like awesome. I wish people have been doing this for ages, because previously you would typically get a door mount that would clip on top of the door. Those mounts never fitted any of the doors I had in my home here in New Zealand, and then from there you could use an adjustable pulley system. But having this now, it means you could put it anywhere. You could put it in the middle of the room, you could put it in a corner, you can put it against a wall, you can put it in storage and then just pull it out in the middle of the room, you know, if you're tight on space, which is great. I mean, and this came included in the price. Now, I'm going to do a dedicated video looking at the differences between the Joovv 2.0 and the Joovv 3.0 and whether you should upgrade, but I thought I'd run through some of the key points here. Like I said, refreshed panel design with the handheld carry handles built in, which is really cool. It's a lot lighter, a little bit nicer looking. It has Bluetooth with app function. I haven't tested that out yet, so we'll get to that soon. Updated control panel. So you can see here we have a few new buttons, a slightly nicer layout, higher powered LEDs. So these are 10% more powerful than the Gen 2 LEDs. Greater treatment area. Joovv is saying that they've designed new LED optics, meaning there's less power consumption with more light and a larger treatment area. You know, this is just straight from their website, so sorry I can't elaborate on that. You now have 3 different types of stands. You've got the floor boot, which we've seen, the wall mounting kit, which was about $100 or $200 extra, and then the door hanger option, and you can select which one you want when you're ordering the panel. We have the Recovery Plus mode, which includes pulse near-infrared light, which is apparently going to help your body with recovery and healing. Again, I don't know too much about this. It is something we're looking into, and we're going to write an article looking at the science on this topic, so be sure to subscribe to my newsletter at alexfergus.com. But that is a function in here, so it's pulsing the light, and again, it's meant to help with the recovery. There is start-stop dimming, so it's not straight away boom, real bright. We'll have a look at that soon. Likewise, at the end, it tapers off. There is a session beeper to signal halfway, which is cool. Now the idea behind that is, let's say you're doing a 20-minute session and you want to do 10 on the front, 10 on the back. You don't have to keep checking the timer now like I have done in the past. You can just wait for the beep, turn around. Finally, we have ambient mode, which is low intensity red light. That needs the app to function, so we'll play around with that soon. The idea is there you can use this as a backlight, or you know, if you want some red light in the evening, you're trying to minimize your blue light, because I know people have been using these panels just for ambient lighting, but you're drawing a lot of power and it's noisy and it's very, very bright. So that's going to be cool to have a look at. So real quickly, what do we need to know about this panel? Like I said, 150 LEDs split between 660 and 850 near infrared. We have the expandable modular design, meaning you can purchase another one of these, clip it on top, or stack them side by side, getting a bigger treatment area. $1,345 US dollars for the Joovv Solo. I noticed on the site it had a price of $1,425, and that was crossed out. So whether there's a current special, I'm not too sure. 2-year warranty, built-in control panel with timer. So that's all your stock standard features. How does it compare to the others? Let's take a look, and we'll also fire it up and see how it looks when it's running. So I've just hit play or start, and the interesting thing is the timer hasn't started, and at first I thought, oh, something's wrong. But there we go, it's just started counting down now. And that's because of that ambient light feature where it takes, I don't know, what was that, 5, maybe 10 seconds. Started off nice and dim and then slowly works its way up to full intensity. So that is, you know, that is neat. I suppose it allows your eyes a little bit of time to adjust. The other thing I noticed is the sound. I mean, all these panels have fans to keep the LEDs cool. It is a different kind of fan noise. It's a little bit higher pitch, I'd say. Not as loud as I've experienced with other panels, but it almost felt a little bit more, I don't know, irritating as such. It's hard to say. I mean, that's with maybe 30 seconds use. So again, I'll have to report more about this in my full review, but it's a little bit different. On the side, you can choose between your infrared and your red light. You also have the pulsed option as well. And then the control panel has a simple timer button where you click through and you can choose any time period from 1 minute through to 20 minutes. At the end of that, the same thing happens with the lighting. It'll slowly dim down and switch off completely. Of course, if you want to turn it off straight away, you just hit the power button and it will turn off. We'll try it this time just with near infrared light. So that's near infrared light there. And interestingly, it didn't have the warm-up period, I guess because there is no visual light, so it can cut straight into it. I don't know if you'll be able to notice it, but you can see the lights that are working. There is a bit of a pattern there. If I turn that off, and we just run with red light, there we go. And you should have seen how it is slowly getting brighter and brighter. Alright, I've just downloaded the Joovv app and I had to create an account, so I've done that now. And it's told me to add a device. So what I'm going to do is pair my Joovv. I've got the Solo 3.0, press light mode and recovery buttons for 3 seconds. So I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what I see on there. Continue pairing. Joovv pair, so it's pairing the device. So now we're on the screen. So based on this, if I click session settings, oh yeah, I can change the time. I can change infrared, red. I can turn recovery on or off, and I can put the beeper on 2 minutes before the end, at mid, every 2 minutes. So I'm going to say beep at mid. And I'm going to hit done. And now that's updated on this panel based on the settings I've just given it. And I can hit start. And there we go. She's starting up. So that's cool. I'll hit pause here. But what I want to do is test out the ambient settings. So I'll go session settings, light mode, ambient. Oh, and I can change it from 100% down to 25%. So let's just go 25%, done. And we're going to hit start there. So it's still getting brighter, but it's a lot less bright. So that's a 25% ambient light. Now the other thing I've just noticed though, it's still got the timer. So if you wanted this running for like an hour or so, you're gonna have to reset it every 20 minutes, which is a little bit silly, I think. And secondly, I was hoping and sort of expecting that at a low power point the fans wouldn't run. But the fans are running. I mean, I know they're there for a reason, but I thought at a lower power output they wouldn't be needed. Again, that's a bummer. I thought it'd be really cool where you just have a nice red light glow without the whir. So I just stopped it then. You can see it's decreasing. And to be honest, even 25% is going to be very bright. Like it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. This room's quite bright in summertime. Though I am someone who as neat as technology and apps are, I'd kind of rather have all the controls on here. Like if there was a way just to select the beat function on here, or even the light power settings, like if you just had it on there, just another LED little menu to change between. Otherwise you got to find your phone, sync it all up. I mean, maybe you're connected to another device, or your phone's charging. It's just another thing you got to do. Last things before I wrap it up, I want to show you, I want to see how it goes with this boot, the boot floor stand. So let's have a play with that. Alrighty, so you can see the boot there. I'm going to slot the panel in, and it's as easy as that. That's it. That's pretty cool. Upon seeing this, I realize there's a big downside. It's quite low to the ground, or it's very low to the ground. I mean, if I'm standing up next to this, I'm crouched on the floor at the moment. If I stand up next to it, it's hip height. So, it's a bit of a bummer. I didn't think of that. So really, you need two of these stacked on top, like the Joovv Solo, sorry, the Joovv Duo, I believe it is. And then, yeah, you'd have the perfect head to toe panel. Unless you want to sit beside it, which you could, like so, in which case it's the perfect height. You're doing your bottom to your head, you spin around, and then I guess you're standing up and you can do your legs. So that's my first impression unboxing of the new Joovv Solo 3.0. Overall, I am impressed. I think it's neat. I think they've done some cool things in terms of updating the panel, working in some new features, including that stand. Neat. The technology included, obviously with the new pulsing, something I don't really know too much about. The Bluetooth app function, yeah, neat, maybe a bit of a novelty feature, I'm not too sure. I'll have to explore these things in more detail, and I'll be sharing my findings and experiences in my full Joovv Solo 3.0 panel review, which will be out in a couple of weeks, once I've had a good few weeks of use and testing. I will also be including this panel in my 2021 red light therapy body panel comparison. Now that's a big thing, and a big one, and I know a lot of you have been waiting and waiting. I said I was waiting for two panels in particular. I've got most of the other ones ready. I was waiting for the Joovv, and I was waiting to see what Biomax, Platinum LED were doing with their Biomax range. So the Joovv has arrived, now I'm just waiting for Platinum LED. I really wanted to be honest, I was hoping I'd have it all done by now. I will also be having a look at this, the new Joovv Go 2.0. I'll be doing that very soon, the first impressions and review video. So be sure to subscribe, watch the video on there. If there's anything you want to know about these panels, leave questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Like I said, I'm going to use it for a couple of weeks and share my full findings and a full review along with the Mito Red panels and along with any other panels I can get my hands on. So give me a thumbs up, leave a question, comments below, and be sure to subscribe because I've got a lot of red light therapy videos and other cool videos coming out in the not too distant future. Bye.